once again, here we go. Fix my shirt this time. So we're gonna talk about the next company that I went to, which was crazy. I'm gonna give you a brief one for a company between there, and then I went there. I used to work for this company called RMD. Guy had 2 trucks. His name was Ron, out of Houston, Texas. Real good guy. Don't have no problems with him. None. Okay? So this is how you get blamed for stuff as a CDL driver. Having commercial professional driver on your license. Okay? This is what you get. Okay? Just a brief look. I'm gonna back up one more time. The accident while I was at JB Hunt never happened. When I asked them how the other people were doing in the other vehicle, or what they said, JB Hunt said that they didn't call them. Somebody who saw the accident called them. And so I said, so why would the people I have an accident with didn't call you? Why somebody else is calling you? And it's like, well, we don't know. Maybe you paid them off. I said, I'm not making no money with you. What am I pay them off with? Good looks? Because I'm pretty ugly. You ask me, I'm pretty effing ugly, okay? So, so they didn't have anything to say about that. That was JB Hunt. Here's something else that happened. While working with RMS, right? Now, JB Hunt let me go for unsatisfaction, something like that. That was the whatever, right? No problem. Got another job, went and did what I had to do. Worked for this guy, doing great. I was home every weekend. I was only doing like local stuff. I was feeling okay about that. This is like right after Katrina, okay? Had a triangle. I had a Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and then back to Houston. That was my trip, right? I'm doing good. I don't have to rush. I'm really doing good time. Okay? Coming back on 10, heading eastbound. The traffic starts to get a little congested at Campbell and I-10. Campbell and I-10. Anybody that know that area, they'll know that area. So everybody, all the 4-wheelers, they don't want to be behind trucks. They don't. So they're riding up the shoulder. We're only moving like 15, 20, not even. I'm only in second gear. That's how fast I'm moving. I'm only in second gear. Okay, right? And it's zoom, and I see that they're just wanting to pile in. So I look over to see if I gotta get out of their way. Okay, and in my peripheral, I see a black truck come in and just stop. Right, I got at least 2 car links between me and the car in front of me. I'm looking at it. When that car stops, it stops straddling the shoulder and the highway right on the line. That's what it does, okay? As I hit the brake and hit the clutch and come to a stop, our natural instinct as a truck driver is to take the shoulder. We can maneuver around you. I can't do that in this one. You know, even though it's a muscle memory reaction, I can't do that because she's on the shoulder. So when I turn, this side of the truck hits the guardrail, this side of the truck square dead in the middle of the Jeep hits her. She runs clean up the side of the vehicle in front of her. She pushed that vehicle into that one into the next one. She got a baby in the car. I asked them if they're okay. This is the accident that taught me what to do. After that, I'm looking around. I'm trying to make sure everybody's okay. I'm looking at the truck. I'm a little disappointed about this because the bumper is messed up, and the tire, when the tire hit the guardrail or the cement divider, it spun the steering wheel around, grabbing my wrist and turning it all the way backwards. I say about 5 years ago, my wrist finally stopped hurting. Okay? That accident happened in 2005, 2006. About 5 years ago, I used to have to pop my wrist to make it stop hurting. Okay? The officer finally comes and talks to me. I tell him, I said, yeah, well, see, they was rushing to get on the interstate. This person wasn't on the interstate. They took my cushion away from me. Seeing them in my peripheral, trying to avoid an accident. I turned, but she's in my line of sight, in my line of freedom to avoid the accident, right? The officer tells me that I'm lying because the lady told her that she'd been on the interstate and that I ran into the back of her. Okay. I said, well, I'm telling you what happened, right? And he calls the lady over and asks her, what is she on her way to do? She says she's running late. She's running late, and that she's on her way home because she has some people waiting for her at the house because she has some type of something going on at the house, right? And so the officer asks her, is there anything that you were doing before this that you were literally doing? And she said, yes. Now, anybody that lives in the Houston area, Campbell and I-10, you'll know this is true. She said, yeah, I just came from that church over there that's on the eastbound side. It's a brick church. It sits on this side of the street if you're facing west. If you're going west, so she pointed behind me. So it was behind me and on that side, right? You know, that way, okay? That corner, this corner. You got it? Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm coming from that church right over there. When she says that, I just walk away. Now, here's the problem. She's a chairman of whatever the city or the state, something like that. Sorry, white cop. He writes out the report as driver failed to maintain control of his vehicle. I just told him that she rushed to get on the interstate and was not on the interstate in its entirety and caused an accident. Because of that commercial license, commercial driver, I'm the professional. They're going to always try to blame you. Always. That's just a brief thing. That accident right there taught me to take pictures of everything and everybody at any given time. Catch them walking around, catch them talking, everything. Record everything. Take pictures. Take as many pictures as you possibly can. Have your a dashboard camera. All that. Because the first and foremost thing that they're going to do is blame you. Why? Because you are the professional. Simple as that. Here's the next thing. You have an insurance policy, like I told JB Hunt. You have an insurance policy. Oh, I got my friend calling me. You have an insurance policy worth $1 million. Why would I not sue you? What's up, Chica? I'm recording a video for YouTube. Right now. talking about trucking stuff real quick. I'm gonna call you right back. All right. So next company, National Carrires. National Carrires was a pretty good company, I thought. What happened? I got on in 2008. I went over. I stayed there until the end of 2009. I got on about August of 2008. I was working at an oil refinery between that job, I just RMS or something like that, in JB Hunt as a vacuum truck driver. So went over to National Carrires. I was doing good under the 71%. Something happened around Thanksgiving that all of a sudden I couldn't make any more money. I had a load. You got paid money to have multiple stop loads. Okay. So I had a load that went to New York. That load, I had already had about 3,000 under my belt. I then take a load up to New York. I think it started in Albany, and then it went up Albany, then it went up to Binghamton, then Albany, then something, and it came over, and then it came back down the Vermont side. It had like maybe 9-10 stops on it, right? So that load paid about $8,000. That week, I ended up making only $399. How? I do not know. They couldn't explain it to me or anything. From that day, which was about the end of October. No. Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, right? I went 13 weeks without a paycheck at National Carrires. I gave them their vehicle back about February, end of January, early February, after I came out the hole finally. And it was like, well, maybe you go home too much. I don't have a house. I don't even have an apartment. Actually, at that time, me and a young lady I was dating, we was on a truck together for 13 weeks. No check. Right? We were surviving, or we were making it off of the $175 a week that they give you as an advance. Right? I went from the percentage side to the mileage side. Mileage, horrible percentage was the way I should have stayed. Okay? But because I was on percentage, and when I didn't make any money for whatever reason, they act like they didn't know what was going on, and they couldn't help me. And the only way that they could help me if I came over to the mileage side. And when I came over to the mileage side, it wasn't no better. Okay? At some point, I gave them their truck back, and I brought on another truck. That truck had some issues, unforeseen issues, and it went down on me. Even though I was putting money into the truck left and right to get it back up to date, because the truck had sat for a while. So there were some issues that needed to be done. But because I wasn't making the money that I needed to make to push to the side, because when you in this industry and you go a week or two without a paycheck, that as an owner operator, right, you fall behind on everything in your life. You do. And it's just crazy. You make decent money, but you're spending it all the time. Maintenance on the truck, you're going to spend at least, at minimum, $10,000 a year on your vehicle. That's your truck not giving you any issues. You have any issues, anywhere from $50,000 and under, depending on what the issue is. You need me to pull over to the side for you?
No, you're fine. Have you gotten a hold of anybody yet?
Hold on, I was making a video. I'm gonna come back to this. Pause. sorry about that. Had to move my vehicle around at the shipper. So, talking about national carriers. Got in over there. Also, about my truck. They give you your truck as is. So whatever issues you have with it, they tell you in the event you return your vehicle, you got to return your vehicle at the same level, or if not better. Okay? If not better than you've gotten it. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. So, when I would get my truck washed, when they would dump the water from the top to rinse it off, I would always I had a Peterbilt, the round Peterbilt, 580. I don't know the numbers. It's just a round one, okay, guys? With the headlights inside the bumper or the hood. You know what I'm talking about? Not the ones with that look like a bug or the long nose or none of that other stuff. Okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so every time I would get a wash, I would have water that would dump into the truck from underneath the dashboard on the passenger side. As a matter of fact, my whole floor had water in it. We used stepping on it in certain spots. Water would come through the floor. I don't even know how to get that fixed. Okay. I didn't like these curtains. I don't like these curtains. I really don't. I prefer the curtains for the front. So, because it just not claustrophobic. It's just small. Okay. So, I took these curtains down in the vehicle, folded them up, put them under the bed, and I would just use these curtains, right? See, I don't have these curtains in this truck here, so I use these curtains there. Anyway, turn the vehicle in. I forgot his name, old Texas guy. When I told him I was turning the truck in, he said, do me a favor. Go and get your truck checked out. Get a full inspection on it. So therefore, you'll have record of it, and they can't charge you for nothing that the truck is not. Say, okay, cool. Just got it. Okay, friend of mine. Okay. Smart. My lowest tire was a 1332. My lowest tire. My highest tire when I got the vehicle was an 832. Okay? All right. So, just keep that in mind. Turn the truck in. About 2 months later, I get a bill from national carriers. We start getting into it. Okay? The truck that I brought on, it went down. I'm trying to find out what's going on. They tell me I owe them like almost $4,000, and I'm like, for what? So they tell me they had to hang up curtains in my truck. I said, why they had to buy curtains for my truck? It was $380 for curtains on my truck. I said, why you had to buy curtains? Because we couldn't find the curtains. That truck had curtains in it when we gave it to you. I said, yeah, the curtains was under the bed. Didn't want to take that off. Then they told me something. They said, well, also we had to replace all 8 tires. I'm like, why you have to replace all 8 tires? Say they were no good. They were lower than the tread depth. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, okay. So I gave him the paperwork. He said, when did you get this? I said, the same day I gave you the truck. So tell me again what I did. What these trucking companies do is that they financially break you. They financially break you and put you in a position that a lawyer won't help you. You can't afford a lawyer. And the steps and the time that it takes to get something done right takes years. It takes years. On top of it taking years, the FMCSA don't help you. The Department of Transportation, DOT, they don't help you. They don't. The only thing they're interested in is how much money they can make off of a truck driver. That's it. That's it. They're not interested in nothing else. Okay? So, that was my experience with national carriers. Okay company as far as freight? Yeah. Freight. They pull their own freight. Okay? Dealing with that, I found out that beef, so they pay you off a line haul. You know, you make a percentage off a line haul. Their own company, they pay less money on a fuel surcharge, which you get to keep as a company, as any driver, 100% fuel surcharge. That comes out like every Monday or something like that. But they'll pay you a lot. They'll pay you more on the line haul, right? And you only make 75% of that. Pork pays the driver more money than beef, because they pay you way more on a fuel surcharge, which you get to keep. Okay? And the line haul don't really pay much, but you get a really big percentage of that as well, and it gives you more money. And it averages out sometimes, but you get more money on pork. Okay? So national carriers have, to my knowledge, 2: Liberal, Kansas, and Dodge City, Kansas. You get your pork out of Seabrook or Seaboard, out of Guyman, Oklahoma. Right? So, couldn't finish that LP. Couldn't finish it. It wasn't designed, it's not designed for you. And once again, I wasn't looking to make no major money. All I've ever wanted to go home with was $800 a week. At the most. At the least $800. Why? $100 for every day that I'm on the damn road. I think that's only fair that a driver makes at minimum, cost of living in days on the road, now $1,200 take home for him. Why? He's gone away from family, friends. He can't keep a girlfriend or a wife without them cheating on him, right? But they'll swear to God that one of us drivers are messing around. There's very few drivers that have that amount of time to be messing around. Let me tell you who those drivers are. The ones that's not making no money. I don't have time to stand and talk to somebody, right? We have to talk to y'all continuously before y'all give us anything. Continuously. Okay? Before we even convince you to even give us a kiss. We don't have time. We don't have the time. We have to go. You talk to me in the morning, I'm in Pennsylvania. That night, I'm in the state of Louisiana, Illinois somewhere. Took 10 hours to get over here. I don't have time. You have the time. Y'all will have decent, good men that's truck drivers. And then I've heard and seen where a truck driver has lost everything to the lawyer and to the wife because the lawyer and the wife is messing around. Everything paid for. He paid for everything. She didn't have to do anything, but she wanted half. Half for what? She wanted it all. I now know why that happens. It'll never happen again. But I wish y'all the best. That's National Beef, National Carriers. That was RMS. An accident with RMS, right? I didn't get a ticket. It's what he wrote on his report. Driver failed to maintain control of his vehicle, which cost me my job. Okay? Let's move on. Who's going to be the next online? After National Carriers, Celadon.